Now that we've finished modifying and manipulating layers, we are pretty much done with the project. So I'm first going to review some of the steps that we did, and then I'm going to talk to you about how to save. So some steps that we did. We combined different images by using our file open image URL to have different windows, and we selected an image of Lincoln with the background removed, copied it, pasted it. Then we manipulated our layers to make sure Lincoln was in the right place. Some of the main tools we used were our Magic Wand selection tool, which selects any color that's touching. We used eraser tools, and we used the zoom tool. Now you can experiment with what these other tools do. Similar to Magic Wand, we have some other tools for selecting certain areas. And so if I were to copy that and paste it, you can see that we now have a new layer. It's hidden behind Mickey right now, but we now have multiple versions of Lincoln's head. And I could paste that over and over if I wanted to start creating a pattern or a repetition of a scene with Lincoln. But I don't actually want that, so I'm going to go ahead and trash each of these layers. And I'm making sure that I'm trashing the right layers because it would be a tragedy if I accidentally trash Lincoln. Of course, I can undo. This is why it can be a best practice to actually name your layers, such as Lincoln, just to help us keep track of them. So the last thing that I'm going to do, now that we've done a little bit of a summary, is I am going to save. And there's some different options once I go into save. So first off, I've named this Lincoln tutorial, and highly recommend as you're doing file management that you think about what your names are and where you're storing things. In terms of format, I have some options. So JPEG or PNG are going to be my most common versions. If I want to save a transparent background, for instance, if I want to save the Lincoln with his background removed, I would probably want to do a PNG. For my purposes of uploading an image into a document, I can use a JPEG. And as I adjust quality, I can do quality 100. That's going to give me a larger file size. We can see it's only 107 kilobytes, so it's really not that big. If I bring my quality down, it's not going to look as good. This one's only 16 kilobytes. So I'm going to go with 100. I can press OK to save it, and it's going to let me go ahead and download it. I'm going to go ahead for this purpose and just put it on my desktop. Save. And now I'm actually going to open that image. So I'm going to open image and choose my Lincoln tutorial. So here you go. You can see I have my Lincoln tutorial. Unfortunately, I've lost my layers now. You can see that I only have the background layer. So what it does when I save into JPEG or PNG is it totally flattens the image as if it were all one layer. However, I may want to further manipulate this in the future. Maybe I show it to a peer and they say, hey, it's good, but like Lincoln's mouth is too covered by Mickey's ear. Then I'm going to want to come back in here and make sure that Lincoln's in the right place. Maybe just move Lincoln up a little bit. And then I'm like, does that look better? And my peer can tell me whether that looks better. So to save it in a way that I can manipulate it in the future, I'm going to go File, Save again. But instead of a JPEG, I'm going to do a PXD. And that's called a layered Pixlr image. It's a file format specifically for Pixlr. So I cannot open this in Google Docs. I cannot open this with an image browser. I can only really open this in Pixlr. You can notice it's a bigger file size, but still very small, less than a megabyte. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to save my Lincoln tutorial PXD. And you'll notice I actually already saved a version as I was making the tutorial in case I made a mistake. So I will replace it. Okay. Now I'm going to just show you quickly when I open that image and choose the Lincoln tutorial.pxd. Notice I don't even see a preview of it because my computer can't read the file. Only Pixlr can. When I open it though, I now have my image with my layers so that if I want to manipulate this further, I can. So maybe I decide I want to make Lincoln bigger. I can go Edit, Free Transform, hold down Shift key, and make him bigger in the background. Whatever I want to do, I can do that since I've saved an original version of the file in PXD format. So that's pretty much all you need to know. And good luck as you're working with Pixlr. Definitely ask questions as they come up.